WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Four Roses, small batch, limited edition 2021. Now this is the 700 milliliter bottle. It's still the same you get in the States. It's 57.1%, but we only get 4,944 of these 700 milliliter bottles. I have the bottle number, what was it? 937, yay, 57.1%. I paid 199 euros for this, which at the beginning sounds like a lot, but then you look at the prices that it goes up to immediately after that. It's 250, 350, 450, and so on. So this is one of the bottles that I've just decided for the last couple of years, they don't reach Germany. All right, so I go online to a website in the Netherlands, and usually a friend of mine says, Jason, there, and there. And it was $199. But last year it was $169. So I don't care. Bam, buy it. And of course I bought it. A week later it was sold out, and the prices have doubled almost since then. So it's like, okay, good, got the bottle. Now let's try it. Now I love the 2019 edition. That was nectar of the gods in my mouth. The 2020 was disappointing. It's like, what happened? Oh, it's not as good. Now, what's going to happen with 2021? Everything I've read so far online from everyone that's had it in the States is like, it's hot. All right, so I don't know about you. Are you very familiar with all the different 10 recipes of Four Roses? Basically, what I would do if I was Four Roses, I'd get rid of the O. Everyone knows that everything is O, and the second letter is S. Everyone would get rid of that. So I'd just use two letters. I would talk about the mash bill B and the mash bill E. So we have actually, then we have the B mash bill, the E mash bill. So we have the BV, which would be the yeast V, which is the delicate fruit. We have the BK, which is the slight spice. We have the BO, which is the rich fruit. We have the BQ, which is the floral essence. And we have the BF, which is the herbal notes. And the same thing, we could say it's an EV, an EK, an EO, an EQ, and an EF. Yes, you could, of course, say it's an OBSF, but everything is an O and everything has an S in it. So just delete it, minimize it, and keep our lives a little bit easier. So what we have here is actually, I have a percentage here. There we go. So what I have here is, I know because of the Forbes.com article that it consists of a blend of spirits designated OESV. So it's an EV, it's a 16-year-old, and there's 58% of 16-year-old stuff in here. We have the EK, which is 12 years old, and it's only 23%. We have an BV, which is 16 years old, which is 13%. And we have a BQ, 14-year-old, which is 6%. So we have here 13V, 58V. So we have 71% with the V variant in here. The variant, it sounds like it's a virus. Oh no. All right, the V, of course, would be here our very, very delicate fruit. Now let's push this over here and let's pull out something which is a little bit older. This is a 2014 bottle. Yes, it's almost empty. It's been like that for almost a year and a half now. I need to do something about it. You're absolutely right. So there we go. And I'm going to pour a little bit of this as well. All right, so I've tried, I think, basically since 2014, could be 2012, I think I've actually had all the different small batches. I think 14 was the year they stopped doing the single barrels. I don't know. There used to be a limited edition single barrel and a limited edition small batch. That's a long time ago. And every year since then, basically, I've tried to get my hands on a bottle and tried to do something. Even the older stuff. It takes a year, usually longer, to get it over here to Europe. I think there was someone, Jimmy Jazz, I think it was. He's on Roy, and he's like his... it's like the twins with Danny DeVito and with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I like Jimmy. Jimmy, you're good. I like you. But, I mean, they're the polar opposites, and somehow they kind of just sync together, the two of them. And he says, I love that. Over here in Canada, we always get things 2 years later than you do over there in Scotland, which is probably about right because of the system they have. And over here in Europe, we get things from America usually a half a year, if not a whole year later. But somehow this made it over here. Yay. So I'm only a couple months late. On the nose. It's very... I tried to describe this with teas. I don't know if you like teas or not, but I do. Now imagine you took a black tea, like an English breakfast tea, and you put it in your cup and you let it set for 20 minutes too long. That's the first thing I get. And then add a little bit of hibiscus, a little bit of that red fruit tea to it, and then add a lot of the rooibos to that. Put a little bit of brown sugar in there and just let it set overnight. And that's what I get. All right, so there's a lot of tannins. It is a fruity moment. There's that woodiness, and there's a lot of tannins on there. Did I mention tannins? There's a lot of tannins here. Does the nose really draw me in? No. And there's a little bit of an alcohol sharpness going on. Now this is much sweeter. This is, as I said, the 2014. This is actually a mix of 9-year-old, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, and 11-year-old juice. And we are at here 55.9% for the 2014 variation here. Very long ago. I know, I only have a little bit left in here. All right, and even if you look at the colors, this is much darker, this 2021 than the 2014. All right, it's all much older. Is older always better? No. My friends and I, we just did a blind tasting. I didn't do it, but I was actually a participant. And what we had is from Lidl. Lidl is a German supermarket, discounted just like Aldi. And they have their own whiskeys, at least over in UK and also in Germany. And so they put out some fairly old stuff. So the youngest stuff we had was an 18-year-old. We had two 30 years old. We had a 40-year-old, and we had a 47-year-old. And they were all blind. And so we had 86 people with sets, I think. And 50-some people actually voted on that evening, blind and online at the same time. And which one lost? The 47-year-old. Without just definitely. I mean, it just pulled to the bottom and said, oh, the loser of the day is the 47. Older is definitely not better with whiskey. So sorry. It goes like this. There's a Sanit, and then it just goes downhill from there. And that's what happened with that whiskey. So older stuff is more expensive. Yes, almost always, but not always better. And so also here's the question. I feel anything between 8 and 12 years of age with bourbon is bam, right there. That's the sweet spot. And anything over 12 often gets very, very over-oaked, very tannin. It's like having a tea that has been had way too much time with the tea bag in it. All right, enough of my philosophy hour here with Jason. Cheers. There's a hotness to this, which really, the 114.2 proof, and there's a tannic. No, it's tannin. Ooh, wow, that just doesn't do it for me. I had the exact same expression about 25 minutes ago when I did my German video of this. I pulled out my barrel proof Elijah Craig. I have here a B519 with 61.1%. Tasted it. It was fantastic. I went back to this and I was like, nope, it's just hot. It's just hot and woody. What a shame. I want to love this whiskey. I want to like this whiskey. I want to adore and worship this whiskey. And yet it just doesn't do it for me. All right, dilute it down a little bit. Oh, what a shame. Okay, taking down to 52%. Let's see what happens. Now, officially, the official tasting notes from Four Roses says here, on the nose, I should get ripe berries, light floral, rich, warm oak. Do get the oak. On the palate, I should get plum and orange peel and delicate spice. Didn't get that, any of it. And on the finish, I should get vanilla cream and dark chocolate. Didn't get any of that either. So sorry. Did anyone get vanilla cream and dark chocolate? I didn't. I got tannins and bitterness. It does get better with water. I might just not be a cast strength barrel proof fanatic. I do admit that. I do like my whiskeys more around the 50%. 107 proof, yummy, perfect. Anything above that, could be a little hot sometimes. But it does leave a very, very wood focused moment on my palate. Way too much oak for me, personally. If you like over oaked stuff, bam, this is your wheelhouse. If you like more of a flavor explosion, if you can ever get your hands on the 2014 or the 2019 versions, wow, were they good. Oh, were they good. Fantastic stuff. Mm-hmm. Boom. And that's what I love. Oh, yum. Here it's like, ah. And here it's like, nice, nice, nice. Yeah. And you get this whole explosion of flavor in the finish. And here, I just don't get it. I'm going to give it a C for the value, for the taste. And I'm going to have a value for money. I'm going to give it a D minus. I can't say F. I'm going to give it a D minus. All right, so sorry. I know people love this. I know people are searching for it, but hey, I can't say go get it. Sorry. WhiskyJason here. I'm honest, I'm independent, and I'm also very, very engaged with some type of fundraising for various groups here over in Germany. So, first question, what is your favorite limited edition you've had in the last couple of years? Was it a limited edition from Four Roses? Was it a BTAC limited edition? Was it a different limited edition? The season is basically over around October. That's when they all come out. Usually, what was your favorite limited edition in the last couple of years? And if that's not the case, what is your favorite Four Roses? Now, I'm going to do something and people are just going to probably scream, heresy, heresy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bottle of Four Roses, a single barrel, and I'm going to compare it to this. Now, I do know that this is only 40%. I'm well aware of that. And I'm going to just put this in here, and I'm going to take a sip of this. I'm going to take a sip of this. I'm not going to water it down. I'm going to keep it at its original ABV, and I'm going to tell you which one I like more. And that's so embarrassing, all right? So we're going to go with the single barrel first. I like the nose. I like the nose better. Cheers. Now this is Warehouse RN, and I have bottle number 11-5W, if you ever get your hands on that. 700 milliliter bottle. Yummy. This is good. This is a B- product in my book. All right, now let's go over to the Four Roses. Cheers. There's two strikes against this. Number one, the alcohol heat, and number two, the over amount of tannins and woodiness. It's just over oaked. I like this so much better. WhiskyJason, my personal opinion. Sorry. So, what was your favorite Four Roses? What is your favorite limited edition in the last couple of years? I have not found the Select over in Europe. If anyone has a nice little recommendation where I can find a Select for a normal price, they haven't officially made it over here yet. That's why I'm asking. Thank you very much for your help. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing, liking, and telling others. And I'm so sorry about the disappointment here. The 14 was good. The 19 was good. The single barrel was good. And that's just wanting a little bit, for a better word. All the best. See you soon. Bye-bye.